Last week on the podcast, we talked about Victor Campenaerts, his comedy bike change during the time trial. The mechanic didn't get it right. He pushed Victor Campenaerts before he was even back on his new bike, having discarded the one he was on. Then he didn't push him when he did eventually manage to mount, and a couple of fans had to come in. It was a bit. It sort of needed over it. It'd have been a bit of a. It sort of needed the music. But Brad, you said on the pod last week that Lotto Soudal were guilty of, at times,
they cost him the stage.
Acting like it's 1974.
They cost him the stage, yeah.
Now, before we bring you in on this, I just want to give you Victor's response to your comments. So he said, I think it's a really good podcast, first of all.
Thank you.
A really interesting listen. So thanks, Victor. He also said, of course, we are quite a traditional team compared to Mitchelton Scott, Sky, obviously Ineos, or Sunweb, teams like that. But I think we've taken some really big steps in terms of taking a scientific approach. I'm definitely not as good a cyclist as Bradley Wiggins is, but I broke his hour record just because we did it more scientifically than he did. He also said, I don't think he saw how we broke the hour record as a team. We broke his effing record, didn't we?
Yeah.
Now, that last bit, I think, was to the Belgian press. It seems like this is a case of taking one particular quote and then throwing it out of context. But you've spoken to him since, haven't you? You've spoken to Victor
I spoke to him last night.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of him. I said I think it's great that he's broke the record. I was criticising that incident because he should demand more of the people around him. The people I had around me when I won my biggest races, my mechanic Diego, my masseur Mario. Diego he'd cherish my bike. He'd be in the truck till midnight polishing it. He slept with the thing. You know, he would be in nervous wreck before.
Tell us about this one, yeah.
Nervous wreck. No, we'll get to that. No, he was a nervous wreck before the race because all his things. I don't want anything to happen to the bike. I don't want anything to happen to the bike. And the relief after this, he'd be in tears because I'd won and he'd done his job.
Yeah.
And I'd seen the level. Like that's the standard, right? That's the standard, mate.
Yeah. And it's okay to demand more from people.
And I said to Victor last night, because he was asking me, about, I want to stay there. And that. Now, what he said there, he's not going to say, yeah, he's right. He said, 1974. I'd more 1975, actually. And I'm not criticising. I know Kevin DeWitt. I spoke to Kevin in the lead up to it. They were asking me advice. Kevin DeWitt, ex-pro. I used to race him at Cofidis. Great guy, brilliant brain. I'm not criticising his team of people around him at the hour record. They did a great job. And the Belgian press are twisting this a bit. They've gone to him and said, lost in translation a bit. And this is about that incident. That incident cost him a stage win. And as Simon said last week, that's his career. And I know I tell you one thing, Lotto, the 74 bunch, were upset with Victor that he wasn't racing much early in the season because he was spending so much time on this hour record project. He got the hour record project and they're like, come back racing, you got the Giro now. And they're like, come on in, we want you to win a race now because you've been doing that all year. And he was about to win a race and they let him down. So I said to Victor, stay there, but just take control of the situation more. Take leadership. Don't expect that they're going to do it. Demand more of them. I'm here, I'm going to re-sign because I like it, I'm patriotic, I like Lotto, but I need this team of people around me. I don't want a different mechanic every race. I want this guy because I trust him and I've seen him work. He don't drink at night. Like Diego and all these guys, they wouldn't drink. It's like, no, we'll drink when we get home. And I've seen the standards, like Manchester City, or if you want to put it in relation to football, and what Pep Guardiola demands of his, Roy Keane's criticism of Manchester United, what he demands of players. And that's what cycling is. And, you only get one shot. And if your bike failed, that happens. But they cop the pit change up,